Nau maira, ki te hui whakamana i ngā kai mahi o te kaupapa whakarata ti pāpātanga e. Haere mai, haere mai, haere maira. Tangihia ranga mate o te wā, rātou kua mele atu ki te poe. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā rā tātou katoa.
Te tauranga mana ki tanga te runga rawa ki runga ki tēnei whakaminenga. Ki runga ki a tātou katoa ko hono tahi nei runga i te ipurangi tēnei ata. He ara te tohu o te ringa, he aroha, tūhono tiara ki te hono mauroa, hei piki ko tuku, hei piki ahuru, he manu tawhi o rangi, e karanga nei, piki mai, kake mai, haere mai. Ka ti koroa nei koutou te reo mai oha. O te punaroi mate e tangi nei, kia rātou māko mene ki te pō. Nā reire ngā mate, haere, haere, haere. Haere atu rā, ko whetūrangi tia nei koutou ko mātou nei ki muri ki te tangi atu kia koutou. Te hunga mate rātou kia rātou, tātou te hunga ora kia tātou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā rā tātou katoa. Nau mai, haere mai rā tātou ki tēnei hui hui ngā whakahirahira. Nau mai rā koutou ngā rōpū, ka whakanui anei, ka tukuna nei ngā tohu nei kia koutou i te rangi nei. Nau mai rā i ngā kai kōrero, mai ko koe te kau mātua o tēnei kaupapa tēnā koe. Ka pai hoki te kite atu i a koe, Sarah mai te TEC, te manatu matua, mātauranga matua, ko kuhu mai nei hoki koe ki roto i tēnei hui huinga. O tira ngā rōpū katoa, e mai nei ki roto i te kaupapa i te rangi nei, haere mai, haere mai, haere mai. Ko te tūmana ko ka pai te haere o tātou hui i te rangi nei nā reira, tēnei te mihi atu kia koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā rā tātou katoa, kahuri, kai a koe e te manu ti ori ori.
Thank you, Joe. Papa Joe, it gives me great pleasure to sing this waiata. I trust you will have the words in front of you. If not, ko pai tēnā, I'll sing it to you, my styles, and enjoy. So, toi tu te reo, toi tu nā tikanga. E nā iwi e tau nei, tēnā koutou katoa, anei te whakatau aki, a ako Aotearoa, nā ahitanga, a mātauranga, ko angitu, a akona. E nā iwi e tau nei, tēnā koutou katoa, anei nā uara e rima o ako Aotearoa, ko te pumautanga tēnā, ko te māramatanga tēnā, ko te whakamanatanga tēnā, ko awhitanga tēnā, ko te whanaungatanga tēnā. No reira e nā iwi, kia mau kia u, kia mana wanui. Toi tu te reo, toi tu nā tikanga. Toi tu te reo, toi tu nā tikanga. Hia wehi.
Oh, kia ora rā e te manu ti ori ori. Kia pai koe mai e hiki nei o tātou wairua ki te rangi. Thank you very much, May, and good morning, everybody. I'm Joe Tirito. I'm Deputy Director of Ako Aotearoa and also Te Kaihau to Mātauranga Māori. So it gives me much pleasure to welcome you to this hui today. I opened with a particular tauparapara, he ha te tohu o te ringa he aroha, he aroha. And I chose that particularly for this kaupapa. It says, what is the symbol of the hand? And it is love, it is love. And so that is what this whole kaupapa is about, love for others, love for everybody, for the people who suffer disabilities of all sorts, if that's the correct term to use, and the people who are, if you like, better abled. So I welcome you all to this, and that's how we embrace this kaupapa within the words of love. May has just sung to you our Ako Aotearoa waiata, and within it includes our 5 values, which are maramatanga, which is being insightful, awhitanga, which is being embracing, whakamanatanga, which is to honour others, pumotanga, to be staunch and committed, and the other one was the whanaungatanga, and that's about us caring and sharing. And so we dearly share these values with you today, and my task really was to talk about our te tohu kounga whakarata tīpaupanga, the modification, the Māori translation of the term for the dyslexia friendly quality mark. So te tohu means, tohu is a symbol, or so it's a certificate or a mark, so that's the mark. Kounga is the term that refers to quality, the quality. Whakarata tīpaupanga, tīpaupanga is the word that we've used for dyslexia, and the whakarata part is the aspect of making it of the friendliness aspect of the term, and it's about socialising this whole concept within the community to get greater input from the wider community to the fate that's suffered by people with dyslexia. So at this stage, so I'll just leave my words at that, but again, I welcome everybody, and then I pass the rākau kōrero over to Pale, who is our kawhakahaere, our MC today. Nā reira, tēnā koutou, nau mai, piki mai, haere mai.
There we go. Talofa everyone. Thank you so much, Joe and May and Alexia, for leading us out this morning in such a beautiful way and blessing our day today. Welcome everyone to the online Dyslexia Friendly Quality Mark Awards. I had to repeat that about a dozen times this morning just to get my kind of pronunciation around that. But welcome everyone to our session today. Looking forward to, it's a packed program, and it's my wonderful opportunity to be able to take us through each of the stages today until the end. Hopefully we'll be finished before Sunday, just so that we can get through this packed program today. Joe, it's always wonderful to sit under the mantle of this korowai that for so long in this country, tangata whenua have just done the spiritual and the blessing that's required for everything, because in these awards, of course, they are a recognition of so much work of so many people. So it's always nice to start with that special blessing this morning. So thank you, you three. We know that with every ceremony, there's always a good place to start, and we have my pleasure this morning to introduce Helen Lomax, who will just share this morning our opening speech this morning. She's our Tumuaki Director of Ako Aotearoa, and please put your hands together and welcome Helen. Thank you.
Oh, kia ora. Thank you, Pale. Kia ora koutou. It's lovely to join you this morning for this very exciting event. I know it represents a lot of hard work from a lot of people. So, yeah, it's just really exciting to be here to celebrate the success of the 6 organisations that are receiving the Aotearoa New Zealand Dyslexia Friendly Quality Mark. And the ceremony really recognises the hard work and commitment of our DFQM organisations. Am I allowed to say that? I'm going to keep saying that. I think you know what I mean. Their staff, of course the learners, and the many other people that were involved in the success of their DFQM journey. Now we know the DFQM supports organisations in taking a strategic approach to building an inclusive learning environment. It provides a framework of support and understanding to ensure that everyone understands the needs of learners with dyslexia, and also critically that appropriate resources and strategies for support are available. The DFQM is a critical kaupapa that raises capability and awareness. It provides an opportunity to make a meaningful difference in people's lives and stimulate positive societal change. So did you know that you're a part of you're change agents, you're a part of a movement? So well done, it's so awesome that you're you're part of this movement. In fact, you're leading this movement for the sector. So again, how fantastic that this has happened. The DFQM will build educator capability to provide the support and understanding that's needed. It seeks to raise awareness for all. It also seeks and promotes the use of dyslexia-friendly approaches and the resources that are needed to make learning better for everyone. And we know that it seeks, and what it tries to do is to provide a mechanism to give much needed change and assist in the development of dyslexia-friendly organisations. So, and what we're so proud of, that this quality mark means that you have achieved this quality mark and you have done all of these things and much more. So look, everyone, I think we should do this and you should pat yourselves on the back because it is just brilliant. So yeah, we're all really proud of you and your learners who've been on this very exciting journey. I've actually got a lovely learner quote that came from an interview question that was during a verification visit. So how has this changed your life and your learning? So it's talking about the DFQM coming into the organisation. So this learner said, I used to feel lost with my learning, but now with increased awareness of dyslexia, it feels good. I'm learning and working on strategies that help me. I know now that I have the means to make my life better. It's helping me knowing I have dyslexia and this has changed my life. The 6 organisations we're celebrating are, and the first 3 of these were the pilot groups and the other 3 were from the first intake and cohort. So the first 3 here are Kapiti Youth Support, Ukol Purewhenua, Capital Training, I don't need to do this, I can just go like that, can't I? The Ashburton Learning Centre, the Hagley Adult Literacy Centre, and Advance. So I want to thank you all for taking on this journey. It's a big decision, it was a big decision to make, and I know it is a big commitment of your resources, both financial and of your time and your energy and your efforts when you have a lot of other things that you also have to balance. So we are grateful and thankful to you for taking this on, and I'm really excited about the changes that you've seen and I guess will continue to see within your organisation for the success of your learners. So congratulations to you all, and you should rightly feel very proud and pleased. Nō reira, tēnā tātou katoa. I'm just hand back now to Pale. Thank you, Pale.
Thank you, Helen, so much this morning. We know that all those people all those organisations that Helen has acknowledged are well done today, and I could see all the hands in the air, which is just fantastic. Well, he's a pioneer. He's a self-employed dyslexia consultant. He contracts the Ako Aotearoa to deliver dyslexia webinars, and he's led the team that developed and implemented the dyslexia-friendly quality mark here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. And he provides advice to the government, agencies and corporates about dyslexia and related neurodiverse conditions. He's our friend and he's a very knowledgeable person who's going to introduce and present the first 3 awards. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Stiles.
Kia ora everybody, and thank you, Pale, for that gracious introduction. This is really a very exciting day for me. It's the culmination of many years of work, and I have been privileged to be part of this. Helen said that this is a groundbreaking moment, and it is, and I think we will look back in 20 years or so with a lot of pride in the fact that we were the pioneers in a movement that has taken hold here in New Zealand. I do want to thank and congratulate the TEC and Ako Aotearoa for showing some great leadership and vision in facilitating this initiative. So the dyslexia-friendly quality mark is a tangible and substantial contribution to the acceptance of people with dyslexia and other related neurodiverse conditions here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. So the first recipient of the dyslexia-friendly quality mark is Kapiti Youth Support. Kapiti Youth Support is especially important because they have established the fact that the quality mark applies equally to what we call education adjacent organisations. It's the primary audience and the primary goal of the dyslexia friendly quality mark was tertiary education institutions, but KYS has established the fact that it's actually equally applicable to an organisation like KYS that works in the area of health and well-being for young people. So Rachel and her team have been involved not only in getting the quality mark, but they're also involved as part of the project team to get the whole dyslexia-friendly quality mark up and running. So I have great pleasure in announcing that Kapiti Youth Support and Rachel and her team are the first recipients of the dyslexia-friendly quality mark. Congratulations, Rachel and her team.
Thank you, Mike. Especially a big thanks to you, and also to Sarah and Annette, the two Annettes, and to the rest of the ARCO team and the TEC team for actually believing in us, because we are quite different. And as Mike mentioned, we provide health and social support and wellbeing support to young people. However, we interface across the education spectrum where young people and learners from the age of 10 to 25 interface. And I think it's a really good example of how this, the dyslexia friendly quality mark is transferable to many other settings, and that's what we should be promoting. So more of that holistic look.
So yeah, kia ora everyone, I'm Jordan, I'm a social worker here, and I've had the privilege of working under Rachel and Mike to get KYS accredited with this. From a staffing point of view, the mark's been massive for us in just acknowledging that dyslexia is everywhere. It's kind of like it hasn't been talked about, so it's just so incredible to be part of something that's, yeah, like Helen said earlier, being change makers, I guess. We've now referred on, I think, 8 young people that we would have never even considered having dyslexia or knowing about it to get screened through their schools and colleges. So that's been amazing, and the feedback we've got from those young people have been like, this is the one thing that's made me hate schools, because no one understands where I'm coming from, and yeah, they've come out the other end actually, so it's been awesome. So huge thank you, yeah, to Ako and Mike. Yeah.
So the next step for us are implementing that screening, the dyslexia screening, into our MERO, which is measuring information, relationships and outcomes. And we can see over time the impact that the dyslexia has had on them, but also providing that support and how that improves their health and well-being. So we're quite excited to be taking it to the next level to be able to provide some evidence around it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Rachel and the KYS team. So the second recipient is UCOL Horowhenua Campus. Vicky Beckwith is here today to accept the award on behalf of UCOL Horewhenua. And I really want to acknowledge that Vicky at UCOL is a real visionary in the area of dyslexia. Vicky heard about the dyslexia friendly quality mark, I think, at a conference that she attended, and I think actually it was Annette van Lemoyne who was speaking about it, and she proactively got in touch with Ako Aotearoa afterwards and said that she wanted into this because she could see the value of it. I don't think it's exposing too much information to say that Vicky herself has dyslexia, and so she sees it from the inside. And so Vicky has been a stalwart and a leading UCOL Horewhenua to get the quality mark. And what I always say is she is the ultimate Trojan horse, because it's got into a UCOL Horewhenua, and I know that in the very near future the soldiers are going to climb out of the Trojan horse and spread the dyslexia friendly quality mark to the rest of UCOL. So congratulations UCOL, and I pass over now to Vicky.
Well, thanks, Mike, for that. Yes, I'm dyslexic, and yes, perhaps the Trojan horse, maybe. But I'm pleased to receive this award on behalf of the UCOL Horewhenua team. So Billy, Kevin, Megan, Melissa, Sam and Yvonne all work so very, very hard, and their students. So thank you, Mike and the team at Ako Aotearoa, for your support throughout the process. I think Selwyn Cartonet's lesson 5 for leading future voyages fits with today's ceremony. Taonga tuku iho. Think about the legacy you leave. We appreciate the time everyone has given to the DFQM, and we've enjoyed collaborating with the others and their organisation. So thank you very much. Kia ora.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vicky. The third recipient of the Dyslexia Friendly Quality Mark today is Capital Training. Capital Training is a Wellington-based private training establishment who offer a whole range of second chance education programs for a range of learners around the bottom half of the North Island, extending up as far as Wanganui on the west coast and Waipakaro on the east coast. And I wanted to say to you that Capital Training have been involved in dyslexia related activities right since the very outset. They were a project partner in the original Ako Aotearoa National Project Fund research project into the impact of dyslexia on tertiary education learners, and they've been involved ever since. And so if that's not evidence that they're in it for the long haul, I don't know what is. So I know that Mary Ellen is here today to accept the award, but also Mike Keller and the rest of the team have been very much involved. So I hand over now to Mary Ellen from Capital Training. Congratulations, Mary Ellen.
Thank you so much, Mike. We're incredibly proud as an organisation to receive this award today, not just because of all the hard work that we've put in as an organisation, but just because of what it actually means for our learners. Because we are a second chance learning education centre, we do find that a huge proportion of our learners have dyslexia, and this has given us the ability to actually really assist those learners and even give them an indication of whether they have dyslexia, and it has made a huge difference within our organisation. So we display this quality mark incredibly proudly. The other day I had a learner pop in interested in doing level 1, and she told me she was quite shy, and she told me she had dyslexia, and I said, oh, actually we have the dyslexia friendly quality mark, and I started telling her about it, and just you could just see the weight of the world just came off her shoulders. She started to smile. She's like, oh, wow, that's so incredible, you know, that I've never had help with dyslexia before. So and that's what we can now proudly display, and that's who we are now as an organisation. So we're so incredibly grateful for it. I also wanted to thank a couple of people. It's been an incredible privilege working with Mike Stiles. We have been working with him as an organisation probably for about 6-7 years now. And without you, Mike, we wouldn't be where we are today. You've taught us everything that we know and brought us to this place. So thank you so much for making such an amazing impact on capital training. We're so incredibly grateful for that. We'd also like to thank Ako Aotearoa and the Tertiary Education Commission for funding and supporting this amazing initiative. Especially Annette van Lumen, who's been incredibly helpful to me throughout the process. We're so very, very happy that this has now actually become a concrete thing that companies can apply for, which is amazing. I'd love to thank my team members, all my colleagues. Obviously, this has been a team effort. We run over 6 campuses, and in order for everybody in this organisation to be trained and able to work with dyslexic learners, that's obviously been a huge team effort. So I'd like to thank everybody within the organisation for getting us here. And lastly, but not leastly, I'd love to thank our CEO, Mike Kelleher. He has an incredibly big heart. And when we first mentioned it to him, when me and Mike went to him about the dyslexia friendly quality mark, he was absolutely excited and open to going into this right away. There was no hesitation. Because it really is the heart of who we are as an organisation. We care very much for our learners and we want them to succeed. So thank you for making, I guess, us a better organisation and better able to help our learners. So thank you.
And we hand back now to Pale, I think.
Thank you, Mike. You can tell you're the guru in all of this, Mike, and I agree actually with all the sentiments. Without you, a lot of this work would still just be dormant, and you've just managed to put the energy into it and involve so many other people. Thank you, Mike, for leading us out in our first awards, and also just being here. Your support is just fantastic. I'd like to now just welcome Sarah Williams. Sarah is a Principal Advisor in the Tertiary Education Commission and the Learner Success Orititanga team. They were focused on improving outcomes for underserved learners, and the Commission is working to achieve system transformation by supporting tertiary organisations to put the learner at the centre of every decision they make. Sarah's work focuses in on helping organisations understand and enable the learner, the groups they deliver to, covering disabled and neurodiverse learners, care experienced learners, learners with refugee backgrounds, and rainbow learners. A fantastic brief, Sarah, and would just like to welcome you. This is your time. Put your hands together and welcome Sarah Williams.
Ona mihi Pale. O kia ora koutou, ko Sarah Williams toka wingoa. As Pale has said, I'm a Principal Advisor with the Orititanga Learner Success team at the Tertiary Education Commission. It's really fantastic to be part of this awards ceremony today. We were very pleased to be invited. As has been mentioned, the TEC has played a funding role working alongside Ako Aotearoa to support the development of the DFQM, and I'd like to acknowledge my colleagues who were involved in that work prior to my moving into this space as well. So however, you know, TEC had a funding role, but we really do acknowledge ARCO and the initial organisations and Mike Stiles for having the belief in this work and keeping talking to funders and ministers and organisations and getting it up and running, because as with all of these kind of things, the proof is always in the pudding, and it's so wonderful to see this landed and having so much impact on learners. I just wanted, prior to saying a few words about the Commission's wider work, just think about Helen's comment about being change agents and how much that can mean for an individual's life journey. And the comment from one of the learners that they had never been seen before or never had support with their dyslexia or didn't know they had dyslexia. I mean, we know that that is going to completely change their learning journey, how they feel about themselves in relation to literacy, and probably really improve their life outcomes. So I think we need to really hold fast and never underrate the value of this work, which is preaching to the choir. So it's really, really heartening to see how quickly organisations have realised the benefits of the quality mark and taken that quite big journey to adopt the practices and transform their approach. And we're really, really pleased to have been able to support that, as I said. A little bit of background. As some of you will know, the Commission's key focus for the tertiary sector is that it moves to a learner-centric approach, as Pale mentioned. So that for us means adopting learner success practices under the learner success framework that the Commission has developed for the New Zealand context. As part of this work, we've introduced a new requirement for the tertiary organisations, and that's to develop a disability action plan as part of their investment plan. And their investment plan is the funding conversation they have with the Commission. So a disability action plan helps tertiary organisations to identify the good practices they need to support disabled learners and outlines a blueprint for organisational change. The Disability Action Plan sits alongside other investment plan requirements, including learner success plans, as we've been mentioning. Really importantly, the Disability Action Plan and the supporting toolkit we have around that, which is called the Kia Reti Toolkit, highlights the need to provide proper support for all learners who are disabled by their learning environment or by society, and that includes those with learning differences such as dyslexia and other neurodiverse presentations. So when we think about that work, the Quality Mark is an amazing example of the kind of really strategic transformative approach towards creating an inclusive environment that we're hoping to see. So as an organisation moving towards a learner-centric approach, you need to adopt a really systemic organisational response, and the strength of the strategic approach of the Quality Mark really shows the benefits for tertiary organisations and learners. So we know that adopting the mark will promote best practice within organisations and build that educator capability, but really critically, it ensures that learners with dyslexia are fully supported in their learning journey and have those opportunities they need to thrive. So really, really exciting to see these awards ceremonies today. Fantastic to see the amount of interest and engagement with the Quality Mark, and just really exciting to think about the number of learners who will be supported by this and the number of people in those learning adjacent organisations who will have their potential to engage and learn and earn and participate really improved. So we're really, really looking forward to continuing to support this work and to seeing how adoption of the mark improves the outcomes of dyslexic people as they journey through the education system. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, very much. I like the sound of that disability action plan. It just strengthens all the accountability and commitment of those of us all working in the community to make sure that we prioritise and successfully work through our plans. And it's great sitting alongside the investment plan. Fantastic. So thank you, Sarah. Now, to present our next 3 awards and our final 3 awards is someone who's also a very familiar face in this particular area. And I'd like to just introduce or say welcome to Annette Van Lemorn, and just say thank you very much for taking us through the next 3 awards. Thank you, Annette.
Kia ora, Pale, and well done you for pronouncing my name so well, my funny Dutch name. Ka pai. And I was just thinking, it's not even a year ago when we launched the Dyslexia Friendly Quality Mark, and man, we've achieved so much in a short space of time. All of us, here we are, 6 organisations already achieved the Quality Mark, And you may not know this, but we're also working with 8 more organizations through the process. So it's absolutely huge. The take-up is just wonderful to see that. And also it's just really wonderful to hear all the stories of the organizations and your learners and the difference it's making to you as an organization and to the learners. And the quote that Helen just quoted from a learner, it just says it all. It is really life-changing for lots of people. So well done you for being on the journey with us. And our next intake starts on the 1st of September. And believe it or not, but just a few minutes ago, I got an email from an organization saying, I want to come on board with you. So it must have been you people that inspired them. So well done. And it's my pleasure to announce the next organization who has achieved the quality mark. We're moving down south to the Hagley Adult Literacy Centre. They're based in Christchurch and they offer a wide range of literacy, workplace, ESOL and community classes. They achieved the quality mark in record time because they were already doing some great work in neurodiversity before they started the journey with us. So our warmest congratulations to the team at Hagley and their manager Joanna Fox, and I believe Joanna has some photos to share with us as well.
Kia ora koutou. Thank you, Annette, and thanks to Ako Aotearoa and to the TEC for this amazing initiative. As Annette mentioned, we actually have our learners are central to our Dear QM journey, as are our tutors and our wonderful admin team. So we just want to show some photos of our learners and our tutors. Thank you.
I'm sure they're coming, Joanna.
Yeah. Great.
We can't wait to see them.
Actually, while we're waiting, I'll just say big thanks to Mike and Annette and Chris Cole too. Thank you.
Would you like to talk us through the, oh sorry.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Joanna. And what a wonderful clip. You even produced a clip for the occasion. And it's lovely to see all those smiling faces. It looks like they're having a lot of fun at your organization. Kia ora.
Thank you.
Okay. And we're staying down south, moving a bit further down to Ashburton, where we find the Ashburton Learning Centre. And they have a small but very dedicated team doing some very big mahi. They offer courses in ESOL, apprentice support, literacy and numeracy, computing, driver license support, and te reo Māori. And we visited them a few months ago, it was immediately clear that they go the extra mile to support their learners. So congratulations to the team, and I'd like to introduce you to their manager, Mary Phillip.
Kia ora, everybody. I'd like to thank ARCO and TEC for their support, and but I'd really like to thank my staff here for the support that they've given to working towards the Dyslexia friendly quality mark. Ashburton has focused on neurodiverse people for quite a long time now, and we have some extra things that we do down here to support our neurodiverse learners. We have a program which is based in all schools in mid-Canterbury called Boost, and we use a program called Steps to Literacy, which has been put together by Ros Lugg. And so we have 60 volunteers that go into schools twice a week to work with children between the ages of 7 and 12. And they work with approximately 200 students each year. So what we're hoping to do is that students with neurodiverse issues in primary school are recognised and picked up at that much younger age than they've been in the past. We also do things like getting funding for people that we suspect have a learning difficulty, for them to have an assessment. And this costs, as you know, quite a lot of money, so it's always a barrier for people to get that assessment if on their own. We also get funding for issues like Erland syndrome, so that's another thing that's very expensive. It really gladdens my heart to see the number of organisations that are wanting to come on board as well, because for so long neurodiverse issues have been hidden, and they shouldn't be. Should be out there for everybody to celebrate in a way. Another thing that we've been instrumental in doing is getting Seabrook Mackenzie Centre to come to Ashburton one day a week to do free assessments for primary school children that the schools may suspect have a learning difficulty. So that starts the process off at a much earlier age. But again, I'd like to really thank my staff, because they are terrific people, and the work that they've put in is, the work that they put into the centre is absolutely phenomenal. So thank you.
Kia ora, Mary, and thank you for sharing with us some of the mahi that you do in your region. And it just shows us the breadth of services and support that you provide to so many people. So ka pai, and thank you for being on the journey with us. And last but not least, our latest awardee who achieved the quality mark just in time for this award ceremony, Advance, based in Auckland. And they provide workplace literacy and numeracy training, community programs, and pre-entry training for New Zealand Police, Fire and Emergency New Zealand, the Defence Force, and the Department of Corrections. And they've made small but very meaningful changes to create safe and more inclusive place for their learners. And I'm sure their insights will filter through to the employers that they work with too. So ka pai for all your good work, hard work, Team Advance. And I'd like to introduce their Acting General Manager, Alex McKegg.
Oh, kia ora koutou. Thank you for that introduction, Annette, and your support on the journey. Actually, both Annettes from Ako Aotearoa and Ako Aotearoa for the support you gave us for this journey. It has been a team effort. Our program managers have gone out and done professional development to understand more about learning differences and how we can support learners with learning differences. we've changed policies, we've changed forms, and of course that's meant more work for some of our admin team, new processes put in place. And I guess what I'd say is, you know, so great team, a small great team I've got here at Advanced to support with this journey. And I suppose one of the things I would reflect on is that when I first put our hand up for this, and I felt it was very important to the work that Advanced does, that we were leading in this space. So I wanted to go on the journey, and in my head I thought we're probably, you know, or mostly there because, you know, we do L&N and that's our business as usual. And what I discovered was actually we had further to go than I'd imagined, and I think it's been a really beneficial thing to put learning differences front and centre, to be much more, or to raise awareness, and it has made a difference because we are now understanding that we have more learners who are neurodiverse because we've asked them, and we actually now also have much better support for our trainers who, you know, who have neurodiverse trainees in their classroom. So yeah, I'd say we're really proud of the work we've done. I feel like we're on a journey. We haven't arrived at a place of expertise, anything like other members in this forum, but we are on a journey. And while it's an award and it's a badge that we wear proudly, it's also a cloak of responsibility that, you know, we've got to live up to this. And so we will do our best to live up to the dyslexia friendly quality mark, and yeah, push out the being champions for those with learning differences in the community and in our workplaces. So yeah, thank you very much from the Advanced team.
Thank you, Alex. Kia ora. And it's great to hear what a difference it's made to you and the team, and well done you for achieving the quality mark. It's a real achievement, and we're all really proud of our organizations who've achieved this quality mark, and you can be really proud of yourselves because it's huge. You've made a big difference to your organizations and your learners and your stakeholders and whānau as well. And we've really loved working with you all, but as Alex just said, it's not a tick box exercise. We'll continue to walk alongside you because it's an ongoing journey, and we continue to learn more, and it's all about continuous improvement and wanting to do the best we can for our learners. So thank you, everyone, and I'm going to pass you back to our masterful Pali.
Thank you. Wow, that was fantastic. Look, a special thank you to Mike and Annette. Just a round of applause for taking us through those awards. Wasn't that great? And then a really huge hand of applause to all our award recipients. Fantastic. Absolutely great. Look, I'm just looking at the time, and I think I've done extremely well for a Pacific Island Samoan. Someone says they were always late. Well, sorry, but we're 10 minutes early. How's that for pretty good? And because of that now, I've just been thinking about how we could wrap some of this up, because we've had so many good things, and I don't like repeating what everyone else has been saying. But one thing that's come across really, really well is that everybody that's been on the screen today has experienced some sort of change. We know that change is right from the beginning. We know that change is right now. We also know that unless the community makes continual change, that in the space of dyslexia friendly, we'll just be doing same old, and you know we don't want that in education or in health. So today I thought I'll just say thank you to a few people, acknowledge a few people who have really helped make the program successful today. I'll sing you a little waiata, and then we'll hand it back to Joe. How does that sound? A little waiata on change. So special thanks again to Mike and Annette for taking us through. A wonderful person who's been in the background doing our tech support is Tylee Sinclair. good Fijian. They really know how to hold IT together. And a big round of applause and thanks to Annette Tofeono, who's been project managing today. And she's the silent but very violent person in the background in Hamilton, which is north of Auckland. And Annette's been just sweating to make sure that today is successful. And Annette, I can say it has been very successful having you in the background there, organising us and getting us together. And of course to Jill, Tana Lloyd and your comms team and the ACO staff. Again, thank you for all that you've done to make today successful. All right, enough talking from me. Let's do a little waiata and then I'll hand it back to Joe. Does it sound like an okay to finish? An okay way to finish? Okay, where's that guitar? Right, here we go. In these times of change, nothing stays the same. No matter where you turn, nothing stays the same. You can change your name, move to another place, reproduce and reclaim, but nothing stays the same. Don't need to seem disheartened, don't need to seem constrained. In these times of change, nothing stays the same. I believe in love, I believe in hope, I believe in you, and I believe in us. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. And you can be the change. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. We can be the change. Thank you, Joe.
Well, just wait for the applause to die down. Nā reira te tōtou katoa, karawe e pale ngā mihi nui hoki kia koe talofa lava. Hoi anō ngā mihi nui kia tātou katoa koutou ku uru mai nei ki roto I tēnei hui whakahirahira I tēnei ata. Ka nui te mihi atu kia koe mai ko koe te kaumātua o te dyslexia. Nā reira tēnā koe. I was most heartened to hear Mike making great efforts to pronounce te reo Māori. And it's, I know that as one gets older, one's age, it's harder to change one's habits. But I was really pleased to hear he was really making a great effort, and that's reflective of his concern for learners who are less well off, if you like. And so it really reflects this whole kaupapa. I find these things quite emotional. Maybe it's just part of getting older too, that one gets a bit emotional about such wonderful initiatives as this. Now, as a member of Ako Aotearoa, I'm really proud as an organisation that we are involved in this sort of working with the neurodiverse right across the board. Nā reira ngā mihi nui kia koutou the rōpū who are upholding your learners in your centres. Many congratulations to you all. I've seen the comments flooding in, and I'd have to concur with them. They're wonderful comments, and so thank you everybody for the congratulations that you're putting through the chats. And also coming back to our Manako team and to the two Annettes in the Manako team, tēnā koutou e pakanga nei, e ui nei. And so tēnā koutou. Just for my closing karakia, I opened with an English style, a Christian style karakia. I'm going to close with a Māori one, but I'm going to get you to repeat it after me. in both languages. So I'm going to give it to you in English, and I want you to say it in English, and then I'll line by line, and I'll give you the Maori phrase, and I'd like you to pronounce that. But I'm giving it to you English first, so you know what you're saying. So, so after me, please. May the calm be widespread.
May the calm be widespread.
Kia hora te marino.
Kia hora te marino.
May the ocean be flat like greenstone.
May the ocean be flat like greenstone.
Kia whakapapapaunamu te moana.
Te
whakapapapaunamu te moana.
And may the ocean's haze rise. May the ocean's haze rise.
May the ocean's haze rise.
Kia tere te karuhirohi. Kia
tere te karuhirohi.
Before your pathway.
Before your pathway.
He mua I tō huarahi.
He mua I tō huarahi.
Nā reira, tēnā koutou katoa, hei konei rā, kia pai tō koutou rā. May you have a wonderful day. Hei konei rā.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
And a big clap for everybody for everything.
Good, everyone.
Thank you, Pali. Thank you, everybody. Ka kite.
Thank you, Joe.
Ka kite.
It's hard to leave.
Thank you, Joe.
You can all go now.
Beautiful.